Joining us in our KSAT Q&A today, we have Mayor Ron Nirenberg, who is on the move this evening, as he sometimes is, the mobile mayor, as we have dubbed him when he joins us this way. So, Mayor, thanks for squeezing us in here tonight. I want to first ask you about the legislative session, what's happened in Austin. The full session's wrapped up, now in a special session. But the preemption bill, I know that that's something that you've been very vocal about. It would basically tie the hands of cities in some areas, not all. So how exactly are you all proceeding? Because I know it's at the governor's hands now, him to sign off on it. But you mentioned a possible legal challenge last time we talked.
Well, it's still very unclear, Myra, how this all plays out, because in our view, and in many others, and legal analysis, it appears to preempt or short circuit home rule charters all across the state. And again, home rule charters are adopted by voters, and ours was adopted in 1952. And the way this legislation is set up preempts our ability to govern in the areas that home rule charters set out the course for local governance. And so it's a little unclear how this will play out. Very likely, I believe that you will start to see questions raised about local ordinances in different parts of the state, and whether or not that litigation ends up coming from the state or coming from local communities. I believe the only thing we know for certain is that this is likely going to play out in courts of law over the next many years. And so the challenge really is the lack of clarity on what the intent of this legislation is and what the impacts will be to local communities. We just know that it's probably a junket bill for local attorneys and for attorneys across the state.
A lot of talk about property taxes at the state level. They haven't done anything yet. Will this preemption affect the city's ability to lower its tax rate?
No, we're on a pretty clear path, and we have already begun those discussions. There will be property tax relief in the city's portion of your tax bill this year. What that is exactly, that's the part where we won't know the total impacts until the legislation or the ultimate decisions are made at the state and how they want to relieve property taxes. Again, they've talked a lot about school tax relief, and they've talked about possible homestead increases or the caps on appraisal values. What we know for sure here in San Antonio is that we will be reducing your tax burden at the city, and the city portion of the bill. It will be some combination of either tax rate rollback or an increase in the homestead exemption, or both. Again, I've made my thoughts very clear. I believe that we need to provide the relief to folks that need it the most, and that is residents of this state. So I am advocating for an increase in our homestead exemption, but all that will play out over the next several months. We just know for sure that there will be some tax relief provided from the city. Exactly what form that takes is gonna happen over the next few months, and the impacts of the state legislation won't be clear until they finally make their decision on where they land on appraisal caps versus homestead increases.
So there will be relief at the local level, but you all have to wait and see what happens during this special session, which is focused primarily on property tax relief and border issues as well.
That's right. But to be 100% clear, we will be taking up our budget same time as usual. That's in September of this year. And we will be adopting a budget that will have tax rate relief or tax relief, property tax relief for city residents.
I want to talk a little bit about a coalition that you're trying to put together. I don't think that's the official name of it, but it's a coalition of South Texas mayors. You see eye to eye on a lot of different things, a lot of different issues affecting y'all. Talk about why it's so important and what you hope to accomplish.
Sure. Well, you're referring to the South Texas Alliance of Mayors. And recently I've been making some trips to the Rio Grande Valley, which is undergoing incredible transformation and economic growth there. And we do a lot of work already collaboratively on issues. And so we got together and decided that we want to start bringing more parties to the table, economic development parties, transportation officials, to make sure that we're working collaboratively and using our collective voice to advocate for our local communities. There's so much in common between San Antonio, which is a part of the South Texas region, and the Rio Grande Valley. In fact, many people in this area are from Rio Grande Valley and vice versa. Many people might remember that the Rio Grande Valley area code at one point was 210. Well, that area of our state is undergoing incredible growth and transformation, and we can do more when we do it together. And so just thinking thoughtfully about the next several decades of how this state is going to grow and making sure that that is thoughtful and that it's mutually beneficial for the residents of the state is our goal. There's really nothing set in stone in terms of what we plan to do. We just want to start having more conversations together so that we can do things collaboratively and making sure that we're benefiting our residents in both areas.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense to us because our viewing area, Del Rio, Eagle Pass, some of those communities are well within the KSAT viewing area. So before you go, I want to ask you a question. We have not heard a lot about a downtown baseball stadium or really a new stadium for the Missions. And obviously Major League Baseball has said they need a new stadium. Wolf Stadium isn't going to cut it anymore. Are there developments? Are things moving? Can you tell us anything about that?
Yeah, sure. Well, there have been conversations, from both camps, both the ownership of the San Antonio Missions, which is, into its season now, and also the city of San Antonio. What we are both doing is our due diligence in terms of sites and also how all this would work. Of course, there's a lot of moving parts. There is local ownership of the Missions now, which is different than what it was in the past. There's also the fact that the Major League Baseball has a whole new set of standards for facilities in minor leagues. The minor league system has gone through an enormous transformation. It's now a set of licenses, and it's been contracted a little bit in terms of the size of the minor league. So there's a lot of changes. We're all working through our due diligence, and there'll be additional conversations as we move through the next several months and over the course of the year. But there are things happening. And would your preference be that it happens downtown? What I've always said, two things that are different. One is local ownership changes the formula, changes the calculus of downtown and the minor league system and having the Missions in San Antonio. The other thing that has changed is the fact that we know that downtown is growing. And if there is going to be a new stadium, as close to the center city as possible would make much more sense. So we got to see how those things play out. We have to, again, do our due diligence and making sure that we're protecting our residents and our taxpayers. But we're going to have some additional conversations, and all those will unfold over the next several months. It's definitely a conversation I know a lot of people still wonder about. I had two people ask me in a family gathering this week, and what about that downtown baseball stadium? So we'll wait and see what happens as the convo continues. Mayor, thanks for being here. Can I add one other thing, y'all, before we leave? Absolutely. Don't forget, early voting started today. There are runoff elections in 2 city council districts, so make sure you go out and you vote. Yep. Districts 1 and 7. Mm-hmm. Mayor, thanks so much. Thanks, y'all. Have a good evening. Take care.